Hello everybody and welcome. I am the Beta Plan and this is our Sun and Shadow estate within the Darkest Dungeon. And this time I'm going to show you off two other mods made by Marvin CO, which is the Seraph over here, and yes, named after a watcher who requested that although this series might be perhaps shorter than she would like, she would still be part of it as being one of the persons playing in it. So here you are, Froy Rose Dragon. Once again, you are part of our team. And we're going to show off the Lamia, which I corrected last time already. It's a sea monster. It is not a Gorgon, which is... Medusa was the only mortal member of the three Gorgon sisters, despite here being a Gorgon shroud, and it has nothing to do, Lamia, with a half-woman, half-lion thing from D&D. And yes, Gorgons are sea creatures as well, so it also has nothing to do with the bull creature that you can find in D&D. And Medusa is only one person, not a species. I like lore and I like D&D, but I get confused when the two meet. Alright, so what do we have here for the Lamia? And what do we have for the Seraph? The Lamia falls for me in the same category as the Falconer, feeling incredibly well, not only once again in the design, but also in how she works. She feels like she could be a part of the game just like the Falconer. It feels hardly like a mod. The only thing that might be a bit weird is that this can clear horror. Arieta, as it is called, which I probably don't pronounce correctly, but I would say singing an aria, but that aria might be the Dutch word. It is a stress reliever, reduces the stress received, and it clears horror. But it has a chance only for that, not guaranteed. It feels a little bit like a weakened Jester song, like a really weakened, because it's about 1/3 of it. However, I'm not really sure because sometimes these numbers act weirdly. And this is Cleansing Tide, a decent heal at 5/7 that cures Blight and Bleed. So it is definitely a weaker heal than Divine Grace, though I have to say this at level 5 because, well, I want to put a Vessel in because of the Seraph. We'll get that back to that in a moment, but unfortunately I don't have any low level vessels to come along with it, so it's not entirely fair, but whatever. But yeah, it's a decent heal and it cures Bleed Blight. In that sense, I do find it a bit of a shame that it completely overshadows the battlefield medicine. Except that also cures Blight Bleed from yourself, but that doesn't happen that often. By the way, that is something interesting about the Arieta. It does both stress healing to you, the Lamia, as your target. So if you get a little bit more extra stress, that's not a problem. Now, this doesn't give extra stress, but you can definitely do that. There is even ways to buff that. There is a trinket for that, which is has a hefty payoff, but I've used it to fair advantage, and that's the Caregiver's Ring. Plus 20% healing, plus 20% stress kills, minus 20% max HP, and that is a lot. I wouldn't mind pairing that up, for instance, with the Ancestral Trinket of the Bottle, but to actually gain a little bit of HP, and the extra stress is not a problem. The disadvantages, though, we're going into ruins, I won't be finding extra food. And we are going on a long mission once again, just to show her off properly. So I don't think that combo is right now. Right now we're going for other side, and that is a damage side, because she can drop the veil. Just like Lamia, she can change from her beautiful self, singing so beautifully, and having that's the Vanity's phone, sorry, a soothing presence, so that stress is relieved. This is actually the other one where everybody else gets stressed and she gets a lot of stress relief. She can change it and become her true monster with Petrifying Gaze. Once again, feels a little bit like the Gorgons. Slither, doing a lot of damage versus Blight and stunned creatures, and here he is doing a lot of, well, Blight damage as well as lowering protections. I've once again constructed the team like the last time that is semi-working together, or it works together, but it could be improved if perhaps one of these was only done alone. I say that because the Seraph over here is a very special character. Self-only prevents an item ambush. If religious, all companions plus 10% protection. Martyr's Offer. Self take damage, heal another, but it's double the healing, actually a little bit more even, if religious. Final Verdict. One companion gets damage and speed buff, but if it's not religious, they suffer damage and they can suffer stress. And divine being. All companions, if religious, minus 20% stress, but if you're not religious, you get plus 10% stress. So she works amazingly with religious people, but if they're not religious, not so good. Therefore, I would, for instance, suggest that you might go for 2 Vestals and a Crusader or a Leper here. It's a lot of damage in the front, a lot of healing, a lot of capacity. And then the Crusader, I would suggest over the Leper, mainly for the stress heals. And that's also something a Flighton would like, by the way, another religious character. But yeah, Seraph works wonders with them. However, she does also work a little bit in this party, and that's because she has a way to gain torchlight, which we will need because her Crimson Core trinkets require us to have 100% light to function, otherwise we just gain extra stress. 50% extra stress, so that's quite a bit. But otherwise we have accuracy, speed, damage, stress relief, and protections. Amazing. What she can do is she can create light, bypass, and so de-stealth characters, so we don't need this, for instance, and we will be using... I could use Adder's Kiss. Yeah. I'm going to level that up right now, just give me a moment. Should have done that actually at the start of this thing. And you know what, I will just impale and perhaps show that off the Shield Breaker, because I just love the Shield Breaker as well. Next to that, she has a Cauterize ability, which I feel like is her weakest ability and not that good. You debuff the person that you help because you cure their bleed, gain free torch, and give them incredible bleed resistance, but that's about it, and that is so niche that I don't think this is a very good skill. Then there's Intervention, which is a guard and clears horror, which is kind of interesting. It also gives her protections, less stress, and clears her own horror. She can actually give stress to other people by stunning, by lowering her mask and showing her divine being. She also has this Vengeance, but that's only available when HP is below 33%, and that's so much that I don't like it that much. It does activate Repose, does have a nice accuracy, gives plus 10 torches, an incredible crit modifier, but you need to buff the HP, and with these trinkets, I haven't buffed HP, so I don't like this one so much. And this is Wrath and Vindicate, and as you can see, they have both. Wrath has a damage modifier down, but both have an incredible damage up when they hit a marked creature. It does consume the mark though, but if the mark is up, we can do some extra damage via Captivate, giving a blight, and then all of a sudden do an additional damage with Slither. Yep, that is the idea. Or we stun with Visage and do extra damage with Slither. Kinda get the slight bonus that is combo that's going on here. It's blight and stun at these combos, and they work well for the Lamia. We need to clear horrors as well because of the Lamia. And I will show you that when we get into battle. By the way, the Shield Breaker over here. Extra speed, extra damage, a little bit more extra damage, extra blight skill chance, and max HP. I love this spear. And that 5% random target. That random target, as I've only seen it hit randomly another enemy. I've never seen it randomly hit one of yours, and then it's fine. It's awesome. And as said, we have a little bit overpowered Vestal, but why not? Why not? A Warrior of Light, and we need that because we will have a lot of light. Let's go. That's too much food. You can over-exaggerate that. I will take a lot of torches, even if we can create a lot of torchlight, because I need torchlight at 100. Just after the fight starts, probably. Not at the start of the fight, because then I just can't keep up with it, but... let's just not go so overboard as we did last time. Not that I don't have enough cash or anything, but... I don't even know if... We never could find Venom in here. And, no, we don't need to clear horror, because now we have 2 characters that can clear horror. So, these guys will do fine. Clearing horror is, for instance, amazing versus the ghoul. So, which is a common enemy in the ruins. So I'm pretty stoked over this combination. And once again, though, a Seraph with only religious people works better, or an extra blight character in the front here for the Lamia, or a creature that can stun as well, just like this. For instance, a Hellion that can double stun. 100% of room battle, so we will have to go back here just to be sure. Starting immediately with that.
The cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
And once again, this looks just like... feels to me like an abomination, except that her abilities are more supportive when she is in human form, which fits her lore as a beautiful woman. By the way, I didn't even show a lure, which is a pull forward, minus dodge for the enemy, and they can't be guarded, and they receive extra crits, and it breaks guards, which is amazing. And yeah, once again, these characters, they look like they could fit in here. The way that they, the background is amazing. I especially love this one and the sisters as well as the falconer. But yeah, the Lamia to me feels like it's perfect just for the falconer, fits at home. The Seraph, because of the odd mechanics perhaps a little bit with the consume mark and then the crazy amounts of damage, it does feel more like a mod. I would say that the Seraph for me is like the not as much as the sisters, but after that she is the character that feels the most like it's a mod of the ones that Marvin CO made, but they're all still wonderful, and that is just an amazing hit there. There we go. Let's create some light already so that the Seraph is fine, and I can't target him, so I can only make him. And yeah, you can see all of a sudden the mirror is broken, and he receives extra crits. And the Seraph, fortunately a little bit slow here. It's gonna create some light. We're not at light 100, so we're not have yet all the benefits that we want. Shield Breaker is still lovely, and Shield Breaker would also just go for these free protections. Just goes right through it. That's why I love the Shield Breaker so much.
The wounds of war can be healed.
Did you notice that number? That was 8 healing. But it says here 5 to 7 heal, and I've said it also with the last mod of Marvin CO. For some reason these numbers don't always seem to match. And I don't know what that is, what is causing that, because the mods are for the rest so excellently made that I don't think it can be a mistake there almost, but I also have no other reason to think that they wouldn't be that. So, marked, and you now have all your bonuses. 10 damage for crushing blow only. Because now we have 100 light, and thus everything has been activated. So accuracy, speed, stress, damage, and most important of all, perhaps in that low, the protections. Because we're at light 100. Which is why I would say Para with Crusader or Vestal always. Because both of those characters are also capable of creating light. Well, let's consume the mark. 25 damage. Through, I might want to add, through protections, huh? Don't forget that. He has 33% protections. The Shield Breaker has no trouble with it when she's using Pierce. Doesn't help for Adderskiss, but yeah, for her, amazing. And he is dead because of the blight that was also applied. I think we already had that one.
Push on to the task's end.
It's a good thing that we walked this way because we had to, and oh, we'll finish this corridor up. Because we want to show off new skills, right? Let's get violent! There we go. 88. Ooh. Unfortunate. There we go. Let's heal you a little bit. Is that 100? No, too bad. Yeah, unfortunately, the amount of torchlight she can create is limited. She has the Vengeance for plus 10 light, but that one is only available at 33% health, so
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
not really a great light creator, and but the trinkets require a lot of light, so you kind of want to pair it with plus 6 here and the plus 6 over here. And I didn't use this one, Illumination, because, well, she can go through stealth already, so it feels a little bit like a waste. I don't know why I stunned him instead of that. Probably because I was talking and wasn't paying attention.
And purpose is made clear. defeated.
Voila. So this is what I think is the basic strategy, fighting strategy of this team. And works wonders. But from here on,
Slow and insidious killer.
we'll try and use some different skills and try to use torches for the light. Yeah, also that animation is my least favorite animation of picking something up of all these characters. This is for Iron Maidens. This, let's just leave this. Still, don't get me wrong. Even if as I am pointing out a few things that I like less, don't think that I don't like these mods. I really enjoy them a lot. It's why I extended my roster. Well, it's actually more the excuse why I extended my roster. I already want to extend it a little bit to have 2 of each class, but in this case, I feel even more validated regarding it because these classes, these additional classes, do make you think in a new way, and I do think that some of them add interesting thing. It's funny to me that she uses Blight as well because it makes her feel even more like the Abomination, because that also uses Blight. So in some sense it's like this is the female Abomination with Jester combination, or no, Jester's bad because he doesn't have a true heal, but yeah, like with a light Vestal and a light Jester tone and a light shield breaker tone, because I can also bypass and pull with, oh sorry, wrong character, with puncture. So that's more or less how I feel about her, and a little bit less unique, but it does work well. That's a lot of cash, but I don't need cash, so why am I bothered and worried about it? Let's just go. Now you are 70% and I think you're the best at it. No, 90 because you're so high level. A Vestal that's only the best at disarming traps. Yeah, that's because the Vestal is overpowered in this one, and that's because we are currently in Radiant mode. And if you're wondering why are you in Radiant mode, why are you making a series when you are such a pussy that you're playing in Radiant mode, please look at the other series that I've made. I have actually managed to fight through the hardest difficulty, and I don't have the achievement for this one yet, so I thought, let's do this. And it gives me also some time to test out other things, and let's use this ability. I don't know where you get that sound clip from, but wow, that's cool. There it goes, nice stun. I should have done it actually on the second one. Though I don't think you can even use your ability that targets marked from this position. Yeah, Captivate. Oh, we'll do it like this. I never have understood why they consider these gargoyles to be higher level creatures. I always found them rather easy. We won't use this now because horror would be a bit silly, but let's just... Here's the guard animation. There you go. That's what happens. You know how guarding works, but there you go. When the fighting gets tougher, trust me, that's when I will change the Lamia's looks and appearances, because we do have these skills, these trinkets, for a reason. And she is faded. Of course, she's more done for the Warrens, but this was a good way also for the Seraph and the, well, this team, and this option was available right now, and I wanted to show off the mods, so. But yeah, she's equipped for damage, but I'm not showing it all right now, because I have no reason yet to. So, I want to hit the back rank. Ooh. Well, this is actually pretty good, because I missed the back rank. And there she is! Applying horror to everybody else, but she can move all the way to the front and hit hard. Now, she does do way more damage if it was hit on Blight, because that's about 2 thirds more. And probably will go up with ranks, but... Well, I had to hit her anyways. She also has, as you can see, incredible dodge and speed bonuses. That is simply because of... where is it? You can see here... Plus 18 bonus change to beast mode, we also get plus 20 from in position 1 and speed in position 1. So that's total of plus 7 speed while being here. I don't know why it calculates it this way. Plus 4 speed bonus. Plus 4 speed I can see. Why the 38 thing? Oh, that's sorry, that comes from this as well. Plus 18 here and plus 18 there. That's total of 36. So she can dodge tank up here in the front. And yes, that animation has been altered slightly, so that it now really looks like it's lightning coming down. I'll mark you just ahead of time. And yes, all full animations for this creature as well. So, let's use Petrifying Gaze. This is a crazy, crazy buff. Now, mind you, Petrifying Gaze, you can only use it 3 times per battle. I find that actually quite a lot still. I would have assumed 2 or something. And it gives an incredible minus dodge and debuff and speed debuff on herself. So that actually, sorry, that's on the enemies. I thought it was on herself. I've only used the skill once before, and then I thought, oh, itself. The shuffle is the single one. You don't know where you're gonna shuffle. But yeah. Incredible penalties, extremely good skill. I think you should perhaps lower this to 2 if you want to keep that at the same rate. Sorry that I thought wrong about what the skill actually does. As said, still a mod, still learning, still showing off, and I rarely use the skill because I find her already useful enough in her normal form. Well, let me just kill you for this moment. And now let me show you why this combo works. So we currently have horror, right? Well, let's clear it. Boop. Because she applies horror and she can remove it. And then if I go to my normal form. There we go. And now I've shown them all off. We can try and remove the horror here. And we did. 66% chance. And then all the horror that she did. It's not so bad. It's not as bad as you might think. Oh, wow. I should not have tried to stun there because that was already wrong. And yeah, you have 50% protections, buddy, but you only have 10 hit points. And the shield breaker says goodbye to that. Because we ignore all the armor. Because that's what armor piercing means. I love shield breakers. Because as the game developed... oops. My misclick. I totally admit that. As the game developed, they started to like way more enemies with protection. So I like that they in the end decided also, well, let's release the shield breaker and let's give you a counter option to that. She is, for instance, amazing against the Stone Guardian. Like, the Guardian can eat my shorts. He gets destroyed. Equip her with the spear and the Stonebreaker Mole or whatever that trinket is called that gives you plus 40% damage to Stone Guardians, and wow, I just kept on effing him up. Trying to be nice about the words and just raking in the Crimson Core trinkets. There we go, Soothing Presence. Let's use Guardian Angel because this Sanctuary, we have no immortality debuffs, so this is the better one to use. And this one doesn't have a penalty for when used and you have non-religious people in your group. So, and also look at how she sits. I love it. It's excellent. And that costs 3. I don't really need to... Oh yeah, let's do this. Scout for everybody else. And then we have the one we can't use because that will give stress to everybody else. Could have done it the other way around. First do this and then do Soothing Presence. If I'd done that, I probably would have had no stress. But now I have 4. So that's not a problem. There we go. I don't think if Crimson Core trinkets, they give a lot of bonuses, but keeping 100% light... Oh, don't do that. You didn't need that plus 20% damage buff. I have to go to one of these two. Vestal. But yeah, keeping 100% light is more difficult than you think, but this is almost perfect because you get 25 light and we hand 24 light to increase. There we go. But even then, this fight is so easy that probably wouldn't have been necessary. And let's just get the stress gone. Because we can. That's basically it. And let's see if we can kill you. Yep. It's enough damage. She has decent damage. Plus 20% of the trinket. Is that active? Yeah, of course it is active because I light a torch. Never you mind. Let's just walk a little bit. So this is currently 9 to 17. And when the light goes out a little bit, 7 to 14. So then it becomes really mediocre damage. It feels a bit like a Crusader in that sense. Because a Crusader does well against undead. Like here, but it sometimes needs a little bit of a loving. And yeah. Did I already say that I like the shield breaker? I know that's not one of the model classes that we're looking at here, but yowza.
A blazing star is born.
You know what? He may be stunned, but still he wants to go forward, and now he starts to go in bayonet jab position, which is all the more easy for us to F him up. Foul warding, no problem. Thank you, that 100% light. So you are guarded, and you have protection, 70%, and you're still dead in one blow. Yeah, la la la. Probably that is the only downside really to having mods, I think, like the biggest downside. By the way, let's show this off for once. See, she takes off the mask and all of a sudden she's totally different. And voila, now we have horror. But we can remove horror. So it doesn't matter. This team can remove horror. So that's why I like the combination of these two. And I like the fact that Marvin made it so that they can both give horror, but they both have a way to remove horror from both themselves and another party member. So that it doesn't become a skill like you're like, I don't want to use this because it gives me horror and horror is really bad. Which is kind of true. So, well, this could be cool. Now you have a nightly aura as well. An additional 50% protections until camp. Ooh. Ow.
Mechanical hazards possessed by evil intent.
I think we need to start gathering up riches.
The light, the promise of safety.
We're surprising everybody. It's amazing. Hit the back rank. I should actually possibly try and equip other skills for her. Because she does have a way to hit the back rank, but right now I don't have it equipped. So I can't show it off. So I should try that for the next fight. Yeah. Just stun him for a moment. Also, the horror is like really low. It's long lasting, 6 rounds, but it's really a low amount. So her horror really is like insignificant. And look at that. I possibly should have done her, but ooh, not as much as I like. But that works. Stress relief? Yay! And let's mark her. And remove the horror. Ta-da! And light isn't even at maximum and it's already going fine. Boom! I think we have time for a mark. Time for a stun. And light is near at maximum. I don't need to change form with the Lamia. We've got this in the bag. Also there you saw -6 stress relief, though it says -5, so... Oh, perhaps that's the Athenaeum! I've got a district! That might be it! All of a sudden I realized during this video, wait, I have the district for them. I will show that for you guys. Because all of these, just like trinkets, He's also made sure that everything has a district. These mods are completely done. Nothing is left that you wouldn't expect to get out of the base game regarding any class.
Unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I always like this line. And you know what? Screw the holy water. Well, not entirely screw it, because we're using it, but probably it won't last long enough until we have another fight. He says, right before we walk into a fight, eh? Now these are now doubly annoying, considering that we need a light for you to work maximum. So in that case, I don't think the Crimson Core Trinkets are also overpowered at all. I don't. Ooh, a miss. So I also think there they are quite balanced. Definitely, for instance, the ring that helps her stress heal and heal normally. It does minus 20% HP. That is quite significant. There aren't any trinkets that I've seen like, oh my dear lord, that's overpowered. Of course, there are the Color of Madness trinkets that are really strong, but I have to say, oh, Color of Madness trinkets are crazy strong. Moreover, if I may be so, the ones he gives for his classes are very powerful, and some of them, the sisters ones again, is really odd, and I will show it off. I forgot that in the other video to show off the trinkets that he's made for these classes for the Color of Madness, so I will show you in a moment. There we go. Oh, I didn't equip different skills. Said I would. I should check that. Nice crit. Come closer and get critted. No crit. I feel robbed. Oh, Curio is giving me that. Curio, wait a second, that's the... I thought I only got protections from that, but I also got dodge from that. Yeah, dodge until camp. Okay. I was already like, she's dodging so much. Why is she dodging so much? That's not what I had in mind of her when I first used her, but that's because that's the reason. Plus then dodge on a character with only 15 dodge is quite an extensive buff. Okay, so let's use... Oh, we are running into things that can cause... Okay, this is a really weird setup. I need to have this, otherwise this is like really bad, because there's minus 50% damage down. Okay, no stun for a moment. This is just to show off how they look. Not because I think they're incredibly useful. We are running into... We threw away the holy waters. Not because I think it's particularly useful. We are running into bleeding enemies, him particular. But there aren't like an incredible amount of them as there is, for instance, in the Cove, where they like to bleed. Or in the Warrens. They like to bleed you a lot. Ooh, stressing out the Lamia. Okay, okay. Time to de-stress. And for the old gods. Oh, well, there you go. We'll make use of that to show off a new skill. It's not exactly what I would normally do. I would probably normally heal her, but let's show it. Cauterize. So, we remove the bleed, give incredible ding, but... Bum. Debuff. Extra stress, extra speed removed. Not crazy about it. I don't know why it gives plus 25 instead of 10. Oh, because of his hit. He also increases the stress you get. So, but yeah, that's why I don't like it so much, because that debuff to speed is mainly what I dislike there. Nice dodge. The weakest skill in the game, Bump in the Night. It does have a slight debuff, but it doesn't really matter. So let's use this for once. Whoop! That's how it looks. Now did very little damage, but that's because there was no mark on it. So take that into account. Once again, I'm not playing optimally, I'm playing things to show you off. Dang. Costing me a little bit here. There you go. I don't want to kill yet. You. Because I really want to stress relief a little. That's fine. Nice for the full heal, but I would have loved if the crit would have happened there. But that's just asking for the perfect storm, and that might be a little bit much. There we go. And we probably need to kill him before the game starts complaining. So let's go.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
And as you can see, I don't think this is really good. I think I've showed you that. I mean, it's nice to remove the bleed. The extra torchlight is nice, but bleed resistance. I think this is more of a Warren skill, where skeevers or skivers, I think. I constantly want to call them skeever, but it's not how it's spelled. They really destroy you. So this combination, definitely, I can see worth for having Vindicate plus Wrath plus getting a mark off and the protections. And this is more focused on the front. And this is how we roll with currently our Lamia also in tow, because we do want to also stun possibly for the damage of Slither. There we go. Open it up. And that was major. I like to see that. There we go. There you are, an enemy I talked about more, which this team is really good at, because we can remove horror, which is really, really nice. And moreover, I'm hitting for your 40% protections, so there are so many things why this is good. I know I want to de-stress, but I would love it if you get more crits, so I'm gonna go for that. Mark you ahead of time. And stumbling scratch for you, thanks to that Arietta. So, all good things. Hit you with blight. Don't think the blight is strong enough. No, it's not right now. Oh, that's too bad. Skoltos. The stress is mainly the annoying thing. The stun is alright, it's fine.
Size alone does not dissuade the
no stress relief. Too bad. Immune to getting hit. 2 blocks remain. Blocking the damage. Slowing the fight here just a little bit because Lamia is getting a little hit. And again, don't be afraid. She has a camping skill, which is amazing to get a lot of stress relief away from her. And awesome. Thank you for showing that off. I'm sure the people know this shield blocker by now, but there you go. Voila, bleed removed as well. Didn't do much for her stress, but showed off the skill in a better way. So I'm kind of cool with that.
But a victory nonetheless.
I think we have enough light creation that we can get away with removing one of the torches right now. The dungeon is getting smaller. Or what remains to be searched, that area is getting smaller. We need to get this once. And I have enough cash. So let's bring those things along. Just no scouting. Unfortunate. Don't think this is going to be a dungeon in which I am going to see myself a secret room this way. Do I really care? I mean, you normally take it over the journal page. Crazy I'm doing this. This is not advised. but I think we might be in the clear for this. Oh! Ouch! Okay. Unexpected. Okay, now it's getting a little ridiculous. Now they can start doing their amazing, annoying combos. Well, it's not a bite. Well, it wasn't a crit. Everything else was annoying though. Fine.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
That's that done. Don't worry, this should also go fine. Once again, trying to show off a few things, and because I can stun here, I have a little bit of a longer time period. The blight. And I was trying to prevent that, but of course, we can remove blight also this way. Ta-da! And let's get some horror away. Oh yeah, nowadays you cannot have two, of course. You can... They already start complaining at this rate about what you are doing, so we'll have to start killing. I have no luck regarding this amount of horror, but once again, this horror is very tiny. It's just a tiny little bit of horror. There we go. Got another emerald.
And driven into the mud.
You know what? I think it's time to make camp.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
We'll do this. Then we'll first do... I like the sound effects. And then this. That was what I said the last time I could do, and then remove it all. Leaves for free, that's fine. Guardian Angel. And let's this time use Snake Skin. Additional protection and health buff for a few battles. Oh, not the right order. No surprise this time. It is a shame. Let's do this. Hopefully he will target it with a rent. Nope. Please don't. Thank you. That's a bit of minimal damage. A bit of minimal. That is not a proper sentence. We can deal with the done stress that was just dealt. These guys are more annoying because they can stun and can give diseases. So I'm gonna deal with him right now. Hopefully stun this guy with our Vestal. Nope. No luck. Ah, there's the rent. That's why I did the block. There we go. Bleed has been applied, but you know how we can remove that, so there is no issue. I will go back now, just so that she can also have the additional blight applied via the other skill. It's a little annoying that stun is just not going off, but let's just do him via good old damage then, right? I wonder if these work. I have upgraded to give 15 stress relief, but oh. Well, yeah. There are worse things than that. The horrors that we have seen here within the darkest dungeon compare nothing to the light going out. Yeah. They're not stunned yet, so let's first go with a lure. Well, this is a thing where transforming into Lamia form might be quite good. I don't want to use this because he is going to do damage and then it's going to be completely negated of what I've done. There you go. Kill him. Your protections have now mattered for naught. And there we go. Stun resist you. We have 100% light, which is awesome. And this can target the entire back row. So we're going to have to do this for a moment. I think is our best move. She also, her skill for de-stealthing also couldn't hit the back, so it's not like I am missing out on not having it equipped at this moment. 24 damage. The damage! I love this combo. Super Vestal. 63% extra healing. Now I have to say there's a slightly stronger combo, but that has like a minus 20% health penalty or something like that. I think that was my issue with it.
A victory.
Boom.
Perhaps the turning point.
Yeah, you're gonna give me a little bit less dodge? Oh no. It's not gonna help you, buddy. Bye.
This expedition at least promises success.
Gonna take a risk here.
Glittering gold.
I like my risk.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Now I like my risk a little less. I'm gonna go the other way around. Too bad that doesn't happen on the same character. Well, we have more ways to get down here, so we should be fine. Collector! Hello!
Piled high and cloaked in malice.
We also got you with the last team that where we showed in off mod. So you know what? You're more than welcome. And additional crit chance. Debuff his speed indeed. I want to say that I wasn't sure, but it is. Yeah, if it lands at least, but it did. So too bad we can't use Captivate because it does more damage for us marked, but he's in the first position. Bang! Probably not gonna stun you again now. Alright. I have 130 chance against 100 and that's not gonna work. There's a 10% chance it works. Fine, we'll do damage. They have changed him so, because I do remember this happening to me back in the day, that if he dies, all of them, the creatures that he summons also die, which is quite an improvement, if you ask me. This team does not do it in one round like the other team that we had, but a lot less. We don't have the damage of the Thrall, but I still think he won't live long. In fact, he is dead. We could get some damage from these three, unfortunately. Yeah. Nice, we resisted that, so let's just take him out. This is a bit of a weird animation, but it happens. Goodbye. And thank you for your amazing gem. And I feel a little bit less weird for having tried to drag that along and finding a second one of it. So, any blockages in this corridor? No, just a fight, that's fine. And a fight that can benefit from this. Let's this time try it the other way around. Let's see if that is an improvement. Oh, we resisted the moving forward part of our plan. Man, he's still resisting the bloody... And these guys have amazing stun resistance, so there's no use stunning them. So let's do it like this.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Too bad. Nice dodge. Heal it up.
Sedated.
Heal it up. Heal it up. I could kill him.
The bigger the beast,
Certainly if I crit.
the greater the glory.
Even better. No, I'm going to hold on to the keys. It's getting close, but for now I'm going to hold on to the keys. Hello. Don't you worry, by the way. We will look in the other two rooms, even if we if the mission will be done. Ooh. And here you can see that she is, although she's a stress healer, now she's starting to lag behind a little bit. Start lagging behind a little bit, certainly in comparison to a Jester or even an Outmaster, because it is targeted, but it helps. And though it helps her as well as another target, if she is not stressed, it's not as good as. But still, in comparison to the Abomination, because she's of course also a transforming beast, so you probably understand where that comparison comes from. I have the feeling that she is still quite strong, because the Abomination, I would consider him more the selfish one of the two, because his stress heal and heal is because it's also a straight up heal. Sorry, I'm not properly forming a words. It's only for him. Then his other skill is a blight, which is good as damage on 2, and there's a stun on in him in this skill, where she has heal, stress relief, and well, pulling somebody out of a guard and then letting him get critted faster. That are all support skills, so she's more supportive in her human form. The Abomination, actually, even though it is definitely of course a support skill to stun somebody, his dot and his general skill set make him more of a true damage dealer than the Lamia, who can switch more between two things. Let's be risky. Let's do it! Ooh, another portrait. Fine. Only food remains. We don't know which way to go, but we're probably going to get really low light. We don't have room for that. Unfortunate.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Well, let's see what they have in store for us. Anything in here? Yes. Oh, that's already a little bit more light. Ooh, too bad.
Grievous injury.
Now I'm starting to dislike you. But because she got stressed from the trap, now you can see actually the benefit of it. And now it actually stress heals quite a bit. Can we kill you with this? Oh, almost. That's unfortunate. I should have actually looked at the damage number, because I totally whiffed on that and I didn't look at the damage number. Yeah, we need a group heal. There we go. Almost back in order. And here, this is nearly in order. So it's better than a Houndmaster when she is also stressed. It's worse than a Houndmaster if she isn't stressed. I'm actually gonna go and defend here. I want him to target the Seraph. Sorry, Froy, but you need to take a blow here. Possibly. Actually, we still have yeah, the crit bonus of a shield breaker, perhaps a little bit odd, is protections, but she can also buff her own protections via her skill here that we use, Snakeskin. And there are some trinkets that also help with that, so less unlikely than you might expect. That is actually unlikely, because normally she doesn't miss. Point blank shot again. That's actually good, because now I can hit him. Thank you so much. That's only good for us. That's a quadruple dodge. I like to see that. Now we can do this. Yeah, 37 damage on range plus a blight. If that wasn't needed. It's not really needed, but if it is needed, that's cool. So I give you 1 turn, sir, before you get into trouble. That is a stress attack. Yeah, with a bleed, but that's not gonna bother me enough. It's actually perhaps good that we didn't do the crit there, otherwise we might still have some stress. Because the Lamia wouldn't have gotten her turn. I'm more worried about the stress than the bleed. We still have some food. Voila. And then 53 damage. Yeah. What if I said bounty hunter? Would you agree? It kind of feels like a bounty hunter crusader man-at-arms combo because of the guard. And the marking and the light. Perhaps crusader. Yeah, crusader bounty hunter man-at-arms combo. Busts or thing. Busts or... Yeah, we're finding more busts in here, so the chance that we'll get a few more busts is higher. If I had known that, of course, I would have done something different. So, let's just check in here. We don't have the herbs for that, so we're going to have to bail on that. They've laid a trap for us. And the one with the highest stress could make use of it. To remove that 1 point of stress that she had. Is this a good curio? Down the line? Can't see it yet. Well designed the game that way so that you don't know. Ah, torch! Oh well, goodbye. And not a moment too soon, since we are an hour in. But yeah, I'm not gonna break up these videos because they show off the mods that I want to show off. So I think that's fine, and the series is shorter anyways. So I'm leaving these videos uncut. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.